I cheated because he accused me of cheating, so I decided I was actually gonna go do it.
Who did you cheat with?
A lot of people.
How many people?
Maybe 4 or 5. He never found out. I was slick with it. I was slick.
Wait, what? And she said it like something to be proud of? Oh God, have mercy. This generation is so broken.
Why is there a for sale sign in the yard?
I'm selling the house. Didn't I tell you?
No, what do you mean you're selling the house?
You cheated on me. We're done.
Okay, well this is my house too.
It is absolutely not your house.
Yeah, it is. I live here.
You used to live here.
You can't do this. Where am I supposed to go?
What the hell do I care?
I didn't even cheat on you.
I have to find somewhere else to go too, because I have to find somewhere that I can take the dogs and the kids, because you're getting neither of them.
What?
Yeah.
You can't take the dogs and the kids from me.
No, when we got married, you vowed, you made a promise that you were going to be faithful to our marriage, and you were not.
Okay.
And it's
that doesn't
done.
mean I should get my dogs and kids taken away from me.
Well, you know what? You don't deserve to have them. I'm not putting them in an environment with you where you're cheating on me, and then, like, who are you going to start bringing around them? Like, you're on Tinder meeting up with random guys and stuff. Like, God forbid one of those guys comes to your house while the kids are there and, like, something ridiculous happens.
This cheating wife definitely didn't keep that promise to be faithful and got dumped instantly. What do you think? Was it right to have sold the house and took the kids from her like that?
Judge shows no mercy after ex-wife mocks court and changes kids' school without permission.
It's supposed to not jerk a child out of a school system and bounce it back and forth. The court had no way of knowing which way the case was going to go.
A mother tried to overturn a referee's ruling after unilaterally changing her child's school, but the judge wasn't buying it. The court granted a de novo review, but shut down new evidence, delivering a sharp lesson on consequences in family court. Here's what happened.
We don't believe that this is a minor issue. The school placement is significant. It affects the child's stability, daily routine, connections, access to academic supports, which I think is clearly controlling in this case, simply because this child does have an IEP. And this kind of decision of this magnitude should not rest on a partially complete record. We are not asking the court to rehear this matter. We're not asking the court to relitigate. We're just asking to supplement additional testimony so that this court can make a proper decision in the child's best interest. At the end of the day, Your Honor, I think the process here was procedurally deficient itself in the fact that there was such short notice for my client to gather these witnesses. And we would just ask that this court either send this case back to the referee in order to conduct some supplemental testimony, or this court can hear that on a de novo hearing, but we would ask that this court allow my client to present that evidence and testimony.
She can claim all she wants that she didn't have time to prepare, but my client had the same amount of time. She filed to my office 3 days before the evidentiary hearing a list of proposed exhibits and witnesses. She failed to call witnesses. She failed to she did not submit any evidence at the evidentiary hearing. She could have raised procedural issues at that time or timeliness issues, and that was not done. In fact, now she's retained counsel just days before the deadline, and as we just went over, had issues getting an objection in timely. All of that would have been available and was available to her at the evidentiary hearing. She filed an ex parte motion trying to change the child's school. It was denied. My client did the same thing to try to prevent the change of school. That was denied. The fact that she was underprepared for, again, what was a 3-hour evidentiary hearing, it would be prejudicial to my client if this court allowed another full-blown evidentiary hearing. Frankly, I don't think a de novo hearing should be granted at all in this case. We are now going on 4 months of the child being in a choice of school of her choice only, that only benefits her. The child, again, is doing extremely poorly. This cannot continue to go on. We have a show cause motion pending, and I believe sanctions should be granted against her, and the child should immediately be replaced in Gaylord Community Schools.
How is it that your client, plaintiff's counsel, didn't have notice, didn't have preparation time when she didn't bring the issue of changing schools to the court's attention until the end of August? How is it that she would not have proper notice that a hearing would be required and that witnesses and school information would be necessary so that we could make a decision that would not unfairly jerk the child around if a decision to the contrary was made. I think the court did everything in its power to make amends for the mess that the plaintiff created. We tried to have a hearing as quickly as possible so that neither side was prejudiced and the child was not clearly prejudiced by moving school districts. She's the one who made the unilateral decision to move the school districts without prior court intervention, which is something that just simply should not be done, period. She did it. She bears the consequences of that decision. And the consequence is there was a shorter timeline. That's not the court's fault, and it's not the defendant's fault. She had every time to gather the evidence during the summer. She didn't make a decision to go over to the Traverse City area or the Forest Schools area on August the 28th. She had that decision made many weeks in advance of that. So she's had plenty of time, in my view, to gather that evidence and to have those witnesses available ahead of time. The fact that she waited until the last minute to gather the evidence is nobody's fault but her own. So no, I under the statute, I'm not going to give her the ability to call witnesses that she could have had previously. I believe that that evidence was available at the prior referee hearing for all the reasons I've stated on the record. So I will grant your request for a de novo review. I will make that de novo review based on the information previously provided to the referee, and I'll issue my written opinion as quickly as possible thereafter.
This case is a perfect example of what happens when someone tries to treat family court like a personal playground. She changed the child's school without permission and tries to walk into court like, okay, now approve it. And the judge basically said, you don't get rewarded for breaking the rules. Now guys, this isn't about men versus women. This is about accountability versus entitlement. Because the moment a judge stops enabling reckless behavior, suddenly people start remembering what court orders meant. And for the fathers watching, let this be a reminder. Document everything, get everything in writing, and don't assume that the truth will automatically win. You will have to be able to prove it. Because some people will smile in your face, violate the agreement behind your back, and then show up in court acting confused.
You coming out? Okay, let's come on. Okay, so I just have one final question. If neither one of you have any further questions.
I'm so sorry. I have to ask this last question because it's so important. How do you feel about kids?
I have a son.
Okay.
And you have kids?
Yes.
How many?
5.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, is that a problem? A deal breaker?
I mean, how many of them? What's the ratio?
Oh,
Or,
damn. Really, I have to go through all of them? Okay. I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and an 11-month-old.
So fresh.
It's okay. It's okay. I can take it. I promise. I can take it.
I'm gonna have to.
I can take it. I can take it. I can take it.
Just self-eliminate. Samurai. At least it was samurai style. At least it was samurai style. It was
Yeah,
cool.
I knew it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it was just the number of kids or
it's
the
just
age?
the number of kids is a lot to deal with these days, and I don't think that she doesn't have her own and can't get her own and do that. But like I said, it's just a lot go into that. It's so fresh, so young at that same time.
Thank you. And that's the reason why everybody was like, don't ask any more questions. I'm like, no, this is a big one.
I'm glad you asked that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Not for me, but someone else. Maybe you guys team up, cheaper by the dozen. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to the league out of it. I feel you guys got a few.
A couple of them.
I'm telling you.
I'll have you just step back over there. All right, well, we were unable to find you a match today, but let's go ahead and give it up for him, ladies.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you guys so much. Have a good
Thank God she asked that last question, because there's no way you would have guessed she has 5 kids and still look that pretty. She sure saved him from having to deal with that if they did match.
Thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, kindly like, subscribe,
and share. And don't forget to click on that notification bell for more. See you next time.